هلو حبايبي، كيف حالكم؟ ايش اخباركم؟ قضية اليوم شوية غير. اوه ماي جاد، انا اسمي تالا and on this channel نتكلم عن جرائم وقضايا. الجرائم وقضايا شيء يشد اهتمامكم. please subscribe to my channel. سوري نسيت اعرف عن نفسي. قضية اليوم غير او مو غير، سويت لكم فيها شوية اكشن. هحط لكم فيديو حق التحقيق بس عشان تفهموا الفيديو حق التحقيق. بس طبعا ما حخش على طول في التحقيق، ابى اقول لكم باك جراوند عن الاشخاص اللي حتكلم عنهم اللي في التحقيق. اوكي، الحين أنا بتكلم عن واحدة اسمها كيمبرلي هيل. انولدت في 1963 في ميامي. دحين معروف عن كيمبرلي ان روحها مرة حلوة، كانت مرة فيها طاقة، كانت مرة نشطة، كانت تحب تغوص، يعني كانت تحب البحر لدرجة انه في 1982 انضمت للبحرية. الحين وهي في البحرية حملت من واحد وخلفت بنتها اسمها ديزيري ديفيس. بعد ما خلفت بنتها في 1992 طلعت من البحرية. طلع الرجل ده اللي حملت منه من البحرية، زاروا بعض وحملت منه مرة تاني. دي المرة ولد اسمه كيفن ديفيس. كيفن انولد في 1995. دحين ابو ديزيري وكيفن طلع من الصورة اول ما خلفوا كيفن. اتوقع انه بس كانت تبى تخلف، ما كانت تبى انه هو ما كان يبغى اطفال اصلا. فاظن بس انه حملها وخلاص طلع من الصورة، فما حندخل هو في الصورة، هو ما له دخل، ما يلعب دور. دحين صارت كيمبرلي معاها ديزيري وكيفن اطفالها. اخذت اطفالها وراحوا نقلوا تكساس في منطقة اسمها كوربس كريستي. أول ما نقلوا كيم بدأت تشتغل في زي مطعم لفترة مرة بسيطة، بعدين قررت تصير مسؤولة عن رعاية المسنين، الناس الكبار في السن. فكانت بتساعد الناس، كانت يعني ارتاحت أكتر إن هي بتساعد الناس الكبار في السن. كانت عجبتها وظيفتها، بس عشان انت تعرفوا قد ايش هي إنسانة حنونة، قد ايش هي إنسانة تحب تساعد الناس. وقعدت هناك لسنين ألين ما بنتها صار عمرها 18 سنة وأخذت شقة لحالها. وكيم كانت لسه بتشتغل في دار المسنين. الحين أطفال كيم وصفوا كيم على إنها مرة حنونة. حتى كيفن، افتكروا حتى كيفن وصفها إن هي مرة حنونة، إن هي أم مرة طيبة، ما عمرها حرمتهم من شيء. دحين بما إنه ديزيري نقلت وبس عايشين في البيت كيم وولدها كيفن، قررت تاخذ شقة في مكان أو مجمع اسمه ويندراش. دحين مجمع ويندراش السكري كان مرة قريب من شقة بنتها، فيعني ما بعدوا عن بعض، بس اللهم نقلوا شقة انه هي بس في غرفتين نوم، شي على قدها هي وكيفن. كيفن دحين صار عمره 18 سنة. اوكي دحين خلينا نتكلم عن كيفن. زي ما قلت لكم كيفن ولد في 1995. كيفن كان معروف انه هو يعني لما كان صغير انه هو ولد مرة هادي، كان مرة مسالم، كان حاله حال نفسه، ما كان يعتبر ذكي وما كان يعتبر فاشل في المدرسة، كان عادي. ما هو داخل في أي نوع من أنواع الرياضة ولا نوع من أنواع الأنشطة في المدرسة، كان كده. بس هو عرفتوا الولد الهادي الساكت اللي ما يسوي ولا شيء، اللي ما له حس حقيقي، ما كان له حس، كان بس يرجع البيت بيلعب فيديو جيمز، وقعد على الحال لما صار عمره 18 سنة. يعني بس يروح يداوم يرجع البيت فيديو جيمز، حتى ما طلع رخصة. كانت كل ما مثلا أمه أو أخته ديزري يسألونه طب لما تطلع مع أصحابك، لما تسوي شيء، كان يقول أنا أكره المجتمع ده، أنا أكره الناس دولة، أنا ما أبي يكون عندي أنا مبسوط كده. فخلاص سابوه على راحته بكيفه. على نهاية مراهقته بدأ كيفن يعاني من الاكتئاب. يعني ممكن لما صار عمره 16 سنة بدأ يعاني من الاكتئاب، بس ما قال له ولا أحد إلى ما صار عمره 18. في 25 مارس 2014 كيفن دخل غرفة أمه. الحين كيفن صار عمره 18 سنة وأمه صار عمرها 50 سنة. كيم دخل غرفة أمه، قاعد معها، قال لها اسمعي أنا بعاني من الاكتئاب وقاعد أفكر إني أنهي حياتي. قال قال لأمه عشان يستأذن منها أو إنه ياخذ رضاها، ما أعرف، بس إنه كان إيش رأيك؟ طبعا أمه بدأت تنهار، أنت كيف بتقول؟ ليش بتسوي كده في نفسك؟ كيف أصلا تتكلم معي في ذا الموضوع؟ وطبعا ما حأكون عادي معي ذا الموضوع، خلينا نروح لدكتور، خلينا نساعدك، خلينا نحل الموضوع مع بعض. كيفن وقتها طنش حقيقي كده، ما قال شيء، بس طالع فيها، دف وجهه ومشي. وهي طبعا ما حتقدر تغصب ويروح دكتور، في النهاية هو عمره 18 سنة. ما كانت مستوعبة هو بيمزح هو من جده ولا هو بس كان يبي ينرفزني. فالأم كده اللي وعدت الأيام وكيفن ما سوى شيء، فالأم اللي إيش الحركة دي، يعني هذه كانت مزحة ولا أنت كيف تلعب بأعصابي زي كذا. طنش الموضوع، وبعد كم يوم رجع كيفن الغرفة سألها نفس السؤال بنفس الأسلوب. دي المرة أمه كانت اللي لا أنت مرة تمزح معايا. فأمه قالت له اسمع، إذا تبى أحد يساعدك أنا مستعدة أساعدك، إذا أنت قاعد تمزح معايا لو سمحت بطل ده المزح. طبعا أنت ما راح تقطع قلبي لو أنت صار لك شيء، هذا شيء ما راح يزعلني، هذا شيء ما راح يضايقني، بس إذا أنت تحتاج مساعدة أو تبى تمر بدا الموضوع لحالك أنت رجال بالغ عاقل ما عاد صار عمرك 16 17 سنة. وشدوا في الكلام وبدأوا يتضاربوا. وديك الساعة كم قالت أوكي أنا ما حأتضارب معاه أكتر من كذا، أنا أحتاج أوقف دي المضاربة عشان هو من جد مكتئب، أنا ما بزود الموضوع عليه. فاتصلت على بنتها ديزري وقالت لها ديزري تعالي لو سمحتي خذي كيفن رجعيه عندك البيت، خليه يغير جو، خليه يغير من غرفته اللي هو قاعد فيها 24 ساعة مكتئب، وطلعي من ذا البيت عشان أنا ما أحتاج أتضارب معاه أكتر من كذا. اقعدي معاه ساري داري فيه لانه انا لازم اروح الدوام وانا ماني قادره، انه يعني اعصابي تعبت معاه، هو كل كم يوم بيقول لي بينتحر. فطلعي يغير جو ممكن ده الشيء يساعده. بس بالنسبه لكيفن ان امه قالت لديزري تيجي تاخده، كان بالنسبه له انه او ماي جاد انت ما تبي تتعاملي معايا، انت لو تبي اقتل نفسي ما تبين اقتل نفسي في ذا البيت، انت كيف تسوي فيا كده، انت. ففوق انه ما عجبه ردة فعل امه لما قالت له انه انت رجال كبير انت عاقله، ردة فعلها ما كان الشيء اللي هو يبغاه، كان يبغاها تنهار، كان يبغاها تحسس، كان يبغاها تفلم، ما اعرف، بس هذا ما كان ردة فعل هي تبغاه. فوق ده كله هي اتصلت على ديزري وجات ديزري انه وجايه ديزري عشان تاخده. اتنرفز مره منها انه انت كمان ما تبي تفلمي وكمان ما تبيني اقعد في البيت. كيف تسأل مامتك كذا مره اذا انت يمديك تقتل نفسك؟ يعني كيف تسوي كده في أمك؟ في نفس اليوم اللي هو أمه ضارب فيه، كيفن في الليل في نص الليل دق باب بيت ناس عنده في الحي، أنا مو جيرانه بس حوالين الحي موجودين، بيتهم أظن بعيد شوي عن بيته، بس دق باب بيتهم وقال أنا ما معي جوالي أبى أتصل على الشرطة وأعترف بالجريمة اللي هو سواها. طبعا جات الشرطة أخذوا وودوه التحقيق، وهنا ما تعبهم أبدا، اللي هو التحقيق اللي حتشوفوه بعد شوية ما تعبوا أبدا، قال لهم كل شيء، كان مرة صريح معاهم، كان مرة هادي، كان مرة مؤدب معاهم، ودخل في التفاصيل مرة، يعني تفاصيل أنا ما حقدر أذكرها، عشان كده قلت لكم أنا ححط التحقيق لأنه أنا ما حقدر أقولها في قناتي. نو واي اللي هو سواه يطلع من فمي. حوريكم اعتراف كيفن، بس أنا لازم أدي تحذير مرة، يعني too much، القضية too much. حتى في واحد من الرجال اللي في المباحث نفسيا عانى مرة بعد ما سمع اعتراف كيفن، اللي هو عبارة عن زنا محارم. الموضوع في bestiality هو لما الشخص يكون منجذب جنسيا لحيوان، بس كلب، حصان، whatever. الفيديو حوريكم اياه حيغطي كل دي الثلاثة اشياء اللي تكلمت عنها، يرجى اتخاذ الحذر.
I'll be back. I'm telling you, before I talk to you, we just need to read your rights, make sure you understand, what's going on. Right now, you're accused of murder. Understand that? Okay. Today's March 27, 2014. The time is 11:45 a.m. And your full name is Kevin Jezreel Davis. I'm Detective Ramiro Torres, Detective Richard Garcia. Let's go over these rights. Make sure you understand them. First one is you have the right to remain silent. Any statement you make at all, any statement you make may be used against you at your trial. Understand that? Is writing initially here? Number 3, you have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you prior to and during any question. Able to employ a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to advise you prior to and during any question. And the last one, you have the right to terminate this interview at any time. Do you understand that? Yeah. Cool. Like saying earlier, you've talked to some people, you want to get some stuff off your chest. We're here to listen to you.
Why are you here? What happened?
And tell us what happened.
Well, has anybody gone to the house yet? Do you really?
We know what happened.
We have, but we want to hear it from you.
Or we have an idea. You're the only one that can tell us. Start at the beginning, man. What caused all this?
Well, the very beginning, I asked my mother for permission to die, or rather kind of commit suicide, the sort of beating around the bush sort of thing. Because, well, that doesn't really matter why I wanted to kill myself.
Sure it does. Tell us.
I'm bored with life. I don't like life. I don't like people. I don't like living it, basically. There's really anything depressing about it. It just is what it is. And so I wrote the note, and then wrote a plan to kill both my mother and my sister, quite frankly, because that's always been a thing of mine. So that didn't happen. The best laid plans never work out, apparently, or at least the one scribbled on a piece of paper, because she had decided she was sick of this stuff, and she was going to go send me to live with my sister again. And so I kind of leapt off in a fury and just did it right then and there.
Okay, you did what?
Well, I tried to strangle her with a cord, a ripped cord from a video game console controller. That didn't work, huh?
Where was this you tried to strangle her?
She was sitting on the couch watching TV.
Okay.
That didn't work out too well. She started screaming, and so I went to her room, opened a drawer at the very bottom to the right. I pulled out a hammer. I went back in the living room, and, well, you kind of get the gist from there. And she was out pretty quickly. Kind of tried to play dead at first, but then I finished it.
So you hit her with a hammer when she was sitting in the sofa in the living room?
No. First, I tried to strangle her, and that didn't work. She grabbed the cord, so I raced back into her room, grabbed the hammer, came back out, and then did it.
Okay. How many times did you hit with a hammer in the living room?
At least 20, but then she was still alive. I dragged her into the room, as you probably clearly saw, and then I kind of wormed my hands into her brains to kind of just cut it. She was still snoring.
Okay, so she was still alive?
She was still alive. Actually.
And you went in there and you kind of grabbed those brains?
Yeah, finished it.
All right. And where did you hit her with the hammer?
The head.
All in the head area?
All in the head, I believe. I may have gotten her hand because she was covering herself.
Okay. And then, so when you dragged her to the living room, to the bedroom, you kept on hitting her there?
Yeah, I kind of.
That's where that's when you reached in and grabbed the brain?
Yeah, I kicked at it a bit. Then I just, that was kind of silly, but then I just decided to reach in and kind of just do it.
And then what did you do after that?
Then I had sex with her corpse.
You did? Okay. Did you come inside her?
I did, actually.
Have you ever done that before, like had sex with her?
No, I haven't, actually.
This was just the first time?
Oh, yeah, I lost my virginity to a corpse.
Okay. Did you change in the bathroom? Did you?
I did. I took a bath before then. My penis really, that's a little personal, but yeah, I needed to clean it off, and so, and then I changed, yeah.
Okay. What about your sister? What's your sister's name?
Desiree Hill.
Is she okay?
She is okay, yeah.
Okay.
Where does she live?
At an apartment actually very near here. That big kind of Hispanic thing, like Spanish-looking building. It's an old apartment complex with a code. Was it a fantasy of yours to kill her as well? It was.
Did you write down that on your note?
Oh, I did, actually, but I decided against it because, I'd had my fill of killing. It seemed a little much. A little too excessive, yeah.
So after you went in and you killed her, and you made sure that she was dead by grabbing her brain and moving it around, then you took her clothes off, or what? Or was she already unclothed?
Actually, I had to drag her by her clothes to get her in there. It was very laborious, actually.
So she's a pretty big woman. She's heavy.
Yeah.
Is she your natural mother? Biological mother?
Yeah, actually, she is my natural mother. I take after my father.
Okay.
Very
I'd always loved my mother, I guess in the wrong sort of way, but a kind of love, I guess. Maybe some rage, maybe just a little. But
Was it in a Freudian style?
Freudian? I kind of get where you're coming from. Sure, why not? Yeah.
Alright. Have you killed anybody else before?
I have not.
You just fantasized about it?
I just fantasy, yeah.
Okay.
What got you to this point? Tell us about what got you to this point. Did you hate life? You wanted to commit suicide? Oh, what did you say about when you told her you wanted in a roundabout way to commit suicide? She said no. She said yes. What did she say to you?
She said, basically, I'm a grown man, and what I do, she can't really stop me. She was distraught over it, of course. I mean,
Of course.
yeah, she said she'd cope with it. I mean, if you kill him, that's kind of why she wanted me to go away, why she called my sister to come pick me up, and that's kind of why I just left.
So at that point you got pissed?
Not necessarily. I just knew it was time to act now or never.
How long have you had this thoughts in your brain?
Since around my preteens, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you ever seek any kind of medical attention, psychological? You feel that you can cope with that?
Nope, I never really seeked help, actually. I just accepted it as a part of me. I wasn't really ashamed of it. It just was what it was.
Let's talk about the notes that you wrote. How many notes did you write?
3.
3. Was addressed to who?
Desiree, my sister, because I knew she would. She's a good girl, but rather sensitive. I knew she would lose her head if she kind of saw that.
You remember what the note said?
Keep your head. Hurry. She might still be alive, although I highly doubt it. In parentheses, something along those lines. Yeah, sincerely.
But when you wrote the note, you knew your mom was already dead.
Oh yeah, I knew it. And, you know,
so you're just messing with Desiree by writing that she might still be alive.
Yeah, my sick sense of humor.
Okay.
I was pretty well off my rocker by then.
Alright. And then there's a second note in your mom's bedroom. What did that one say? Do you remember?
Chase me.
Was that addressed to the police or to who?
I was in a very playful mood at the time.
Okay.
I just wanted to run. I just wanted to see how far I could get. But
yeah. So what? Your plan was to leave town, or what? According to one of the notes that you wrote.
Oh yes, actually, yeah, the Greyhound bus. I was gonna try to get out of the state or anything really. I just went over to their house to use their phone, and then I was using their phone, so I thought I might as well tell them when they asked me questions. I mean, they had questions on using their phone.
Where was this at? Where did you end up at?
Ultimately, I ended up in the backwoods of a ditch.
Here in town or out of town?
Robstown.
In Robstown. How did you get over there?
In Corpus Christi, I biked halfway, and then I got to the train tracks, and then I ditched the bike in the thick woods, and then from the train tracks, I just walked.
To Robstown?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you came up to was it like the first house that you saw, or how did you go to this house to ask to use the phone?
Initially, my plan was just to run as far as I can, but then I ended up crying my eyes out in like the thick woods, like, what did I do? And I realized, you don't know what you lost till you've already lost it. And so I knew that my life wasn't going to go anywhere, not anymore. So I just kind of gave it up midway.
You feel sorry you did this to your mom?
In a way, yes, but I wouldn't take back what I did. It's strange, really. I did love her. In a way.
Has she been mean to me?
Oh, no, she's been the best mother.
Okay, so there's nothing that she did?
Oh, absolutely nothing, no.
If I was to ask you, what did she do to deserve this, what would you answer?
Absolutely nothing. I'm a cruel, disgusting person. Yeah, basically.
How'd you come up with the idea to kill her and have sex with her?
How did I come up with it?
Yeah, was it?
It's been a developing idea. My dream.
But you haven't gotten ideas from games or videos, or you're not into that? Some of those dark games?
Some things inspired me, but they did not necessarily plant the seed.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? They didn't plant the seed, but they did egg me on, rather, I guess.
Is that the books you've been reading?
Not necessarily. I watched them. I recently got into watching some foreign movies, creepy stuff, not necessarily mainstream horror, the kind of stuff that you keep away from.
Oh, okay. So are you into witchcraft? Anything like that?
No. Not right. I guess it sounds kind of strange.
I'm just interested because it's something unusual, and you're here telling us about it, and you appear to be a nice guy. You appear to be a good guy. You know, you're not yelling and screaming at us.
You seem very rational.
You're very rational. You're a pretty good guy. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's all.
Well, despite how I ended her life, I'm kind of more fascinated by the more artistic ways of murder, the meticulous manner, the way they cut them open, and just slice them to pieces with, such care, such love.
And the knife, but you said you never used it? I guess just blood just from where you grabbed it around the...
Oh, that knife. Actually, I used that to stir her brains up a little, but then that didn't really work out, so I just kind of decided to delve on it in the living room, and then didn't I take it with me?
So her brains were already kind of coming out in the living room when you dragged her?
Yes, but she was still snoring like a baby, and so I just kind of dragged her.
Explain to how you grabbed her so that you wouldn't leave such a mess in the carpet. Did you carry her from underneath the arms and just dragged her, or how did you drag her?
It was very sloppy, actually. I kind of just winged it. I dragged her from her shirt, I dragged her by her legs, I dragged her by any way I kind of felt.
Okay.
I don't really exert physical labor, so I'm not a very strong person.
It should be very hard.
How many siblings do you have? Is it just you and Desiree?
I do have a half-brother, actually, but I haven't seen him in a long while.
Does he live here in town, or no?
He doesn't.
Okay. How about Dad? Where's Dad? He's not in the picture, your dad?
No, not really. He's an idiot. He's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an idea where he's at?
Probably somewhere in Fort Worth, maybe.
Mm-hmm. And you lived there with your mom at the Windrush Apartments? What's the apartment number there?
1707.
You have your own bedroom there?
I do.
Okay. All right.
How do you do in schoolwork, man? Going back to school, how do you do in schoolwork?
Pretty mediocre. I never really could muster, but didn't even really care. I guess I excelled in English for all that was worth.
Okay. How about sports?
No, I don't like sports.
You don't like sports? Football? I know you're a little small for football, but...
Oh.
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
Ray High School.
Ray? And you were in 10th grade?
Yeah.
All right. Did you ever tell anybody else what your plans were? What you wanted to do, your mom or your sister?
No, but over the years, there were hints. As a younger boy, I was a lot dumber, a lot more angsty, I said things, but I guess they basically brushed it off. I guess the hints were everywhere, but they're my family. Family looks past that kind of stuff, or they try to not look at it, I guess.
Let me ask you, at this point, what do you consider yourself? I'm going to use a dirty word, okay, but I don't mean to insult you, okay? Do you consider you mentally disturbed? Do you consider yourself crazy? What do you consider yourself, any of those? Or you think you're okay? You just got some bad thoughts?
I'm not mentally disturbed. I'm sane. I know exactly what I did. I know that it's wrong in the traditional sense of wrong.
Hello.
It was just a fantasy you had, and you had to carry it out.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Now I feel vaguely, kind of like I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you still feel like you're done with your mom? Do you still feel like you want to keep on killing? To keep on, with other fantasies? Or how do you feel?
I came here to pay for my crimes, so I guess I should continue with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully.
Yes, definitely.
I would kill again.
Mm-hmm.
How about us? You think you want to kill us?
Oh, no. Rather, men aren't my thing, actually.
Women?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I don't. I've never had a girlfriend.
No.
I'll tell you what, give me your fantasy of killing a woman. What would your fancy killing would be? Your ace killing, what would that be?
This is a little peculiar among him. Okay,
I'm not surprised at what I'm going to hear, but you tell me.
maybe dressing up in a nice suit, sneaking into her house, disabling her boyfriend. You know, yeah, I'd bring a pretty dress with me to dress her up in. I was always into strangling, but after that last blunder, I guess maybe something big and sharp would be more along my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I could, I don't know, probably decapitate her, as I prefer my women dead.
Okay.
I would dress her up, I'd stitch her up, kind of try to work the head back on, perhaps. And then I'd go to town, and it would be a night to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd kind of just burn everything and run for the hills.
Now you mentioned that you lost your virginity to a corpse.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? What happened?
Oh, well, just last night, my mother, yeah.
Okay, not somebody else. You're talking about your mom.
Yes.
Okay, so before that you had never had sex?
Well, I guess since I'm being quiet about it, I might as well tell you now. And it's on the note too, the PS part. We used to have a gray cat named Claire. Oh yeah, bestiality is a thing of mine too.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know. And so I strangled it, I drowned it, and then I cut it open, and you know the rest. You kind of get the rest.
You had sex with the cat, with the dead cat?
Yeah, ripped it open, stuck it in there. Yeah.
You ever had sex with a live person?
No. No.
So that your thing, having sex with a live person, that doesn't turn you on. It's dead thing, dead persons, dead animals. That's what turns you on.
I don't necessarily mind. I don't have standards or morals.
Mm-hmm.
Body's a body, and in the end, it's a piece of meat. I guess it's harsh to say, but no, I don't necessarily mind.
How about the idea of hurting yourself? Do you have the same idea now?
Huh?
Do you have the same idea that you want to hurt yourself, commit suicide?
No, it's over for me. I'll face the music. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
There's not a happy ending for me, definitely.
Well, tell me, what do you think should happen to you? What do you think your punishment should be?
Whatever the judge, the people, the jury deems fit. I can rot, I can suffer for years, or I can be given the death penalty, whatever they think. Which, I mean,
what do you think you deserve? Killing your mom? Having sex with your mom?
I deserve to rot and suffer. I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, I want to give you some options here. Okay. 10 years probation, 20 years in the pen, 100 years in the pen. What do you prefer from those series?
Name them again.
Probation, 10 years. 10 years in the pen, 50 years, 100 years in the pen.
100.
The maximum. But
I suppose. I mean,
I admire your mind, man. You don't sit here and try to baby yourself to death.
Anything else you want to add about what happened that's important that we should know?
Not really. I'm sure interested in other colorful details.
Have you ever hurt your sister?
No, I haven't.
No.
Anybody else?
Nope.
You didn't ever kill anybody else or anything else?
Oh, no. Yeah, that was my first.
It was, okay, spare the jury. You know, in a jury, of course, a jury of 12, you might have several women or several men. The thing to remember is all those people have had mothers in the past, and they may not be too proud of you.
Oh, of course. I don't expect people to think very highly of me after this.
Hey, but like I said, I admire you for your honesty. You were honest with us, and you didn't try to bullshit us. Okay, and you're like a man. You came out here and took it like a man.
So around what time was it that you did this to your mom yesterday?
Probably ended around 8-ish, 9-ish.
At nighttime? Night?
Yeah, night.
Okay. And then what time did you leave the apartment and ride off on your bike?
Maybe around 9ish, 10ish, late 9.
Hop in the car, and we'll take you down there, and we'll try to recover your backpack and your bike, and go from there.
Okay.
Is there anything in your backpack full of blood or anything else that needs to worry about?
I don't believe so, just some supplies I kind of just threw in there. So.
Yeah, you said you took a shower at the house and everything, right?
Oh, I did, yeah.
So you were covered in blood?
I was covered in blood, my glasses, everything. It was a mess.
Okay, partner, we're going to put you in another room where we're going to shut it down, and then we'll go from there. Would you care for more water or anything? It's up to you, man. I got it in the refrigerator if you want it.
I think I'm fine. I'll just finish this.
Okay.
You can see it now. Almost.
شفتوا ليه حطيت لكم تحذير؟ شفتوا ليه حذرتكم؟ بس عشان كان يبقى اهتمام أو ردة فعل غير من أمه. هذا الإنسان هذا الشيء سوى ده كله. ما عارف إذا هو كان فعلا يبي ينتحر، يعني قال في التحقيق إنه أيوة أنا مكتئب ما مكتئب، بس يعني ممكن هو سوى كذا عشان يحنوا عليه ما عارف. وفي أكتوبر 2014 حكم على كيفن ديفيس بسجن مؤبد. قعدت المحكمة نص ساعة بس عشان يحكموا عليه. الولد شال مخ أمه وقاعد يلعب فيه بيده. طبعا غير اللي هو قاله، بس أنا ما حأذكره، الجملة دي ما حتطلع من فمي بس. وقال إنه هو كان ناوي يسوي نفس الشيء لأخته. الحين هما راحوا شيك على أخته، ديزري كويسة ما فيها شيء، حتى بعدين سووا مقابلة معاها بعد الحادثة. ديزري's أوكي، هي كويسة ما صار شيء. بس تخيلوا هي كيف حساسة، كيف هي دحين قادرة تتكلم مع ناس هم عارفين إيش صار في أهلها أو أخوها إيش سوى. وبس يا حبايبي، هذه قصة كيفن ديفيس. تابعوا على نفسكم. ما بقول لا تثقوا في أحد، لأنه في النهاية ده كان ولدها وكان أخوها، وكان إن شاء الله كلكم تكونوا بأمان، وأشوفكم فيديو جاي. باي.